Hey guys, Chris here with Trading with Chris, and today's video I'm going to be talking about why I'm back. And if you haven't followed me for a while, guess what? I haven't put out a video in almost a year and a half now. The end of 2024 actually was the last video, this one right here, where I did my entire 2024 review. And there's a big reason for that. Number one, I was focusing on my trading, but 2025 was a year that I really struggled with my trading. I'm going to be getting into all of those details and everything here. So hang in for that. And if you've been wanting to watch more videos from me, I've got a lot coming out as well. I'm going to be creating more videos. So definitely want to hang around with that. But I've been also working on a new strategy for a very big reason. I'll be talking about all of that as well in this particular video. And then giving you all the details about what I'm going to be doing going forward. So definitely want to hang in there for this video and follow along. So let's get into it. All right, start my 2025 results. This all stems back to my 2025 results. And in my last video that I did was obviously my 2024 results. I didn't do so well in that year, but that was my first, 6-8 months of trading, and that's fine. You're not going to be a winning trader in the first 5-6 months of your trading anyways. In most cases, that's never going to happen. It's going to take 2, 3, 4, even 5 years before you start to hit the peak of your trading. And I'm only in year number 3 at this point, particularly. So I'm not even that great, but I am getting better, and there's certain ways I'll be talking about that. But 2025 was much of the same. So here's just some of the results that I had in 2025. So first off, we look at consistency. 48% was not great. I wanted to be at this point by the end of 2025 be hitting something like 60%, and I was at the last 3 months close to 60. I mean, average those 3 months, I probably was, but overall, 40% up to 60. It was getting better, but it was still struggling. And the biggest thing was I was losing money. I was losing money almost every month. 3 out of the 12 months I lost money. Only 1 month I did extremely well. The other few months, it was okay. At this point, I could even say that I'm not a break-even trader because I just did not have that even going for me. So I wasn't even a break-even trader. I was a losing trader at that point, which is fine, and that's what it was. But I've been trading with this strategy for about a year and 8 months, from April of 2024 all the way to the end of 2025, and realized something for myself, and that was that this strategy was not working for me for some very big reasons I'm going to get into in this video. So make sure you follow along, because this is important, because I think self-discovery as a trader is super important. And if you can discover these things about yourself, you can start to get better and improve those things and stop making the mistakes that you were making. So 2025, tough year, did not do very well. So moving on, hopefully for much better reasons. And I will share some of the results, what I'm getting for 2026 right now. So I decided at this point, I'm going to switch strategies. And after a year and a half, seeing little to no improvement, I decided I'm going to try something different. I took a few months off, and I started reading some books and started just trying to think about it, started following some other people on YouTube and just trying to figure out, what's this new strategy going to revolve around? And I started figuring some things out about myself. First off, one of the first things I realized was this thing, we in trading, we look at fundamental analysis, where we, for example, we want to know, like, for example, like Nvidia here, what's their balance like? We want to know, like, are they a good company? What's their valuation? Are they, this and that? That's fundamental analysis. But we also want to know technical analysis, like, for example, what's the highs, what's the lows, what are they doing technically, like the price action and stuff like that. So that's the technical analysis and understanding that. And then, but I think there's a third one that we have to understand. And I've been reading this book called Trading the Zone. Very good book. I recommend that you check it out, read it. It's very valuable. They were talking about the third type of analysis, and that is mental analysis, which is so important, because when we walk into trading, if we're walking in with a bad attitude or a bad day or something's not going right in our life, that oftentimes will transcend into our trading as well, and how we trade. Because if we are upset, maybe we'll fall into revenge trading or something like that, and that will cause us to do some things that probably we shouldn't be doing when it comes to trading. But overall, I find that when we assess our mental analysis every day, like when we sit down to trade and we go, how am I feeling today? Maybe I'm sick, or I'm just having a bad day, or something's not going right at work, or, my kids got an issue with school or something like that. Those kinds of things can transcend into your trading. You may not think of it that way, but mental fun analysis is important to your trading. So that's one thing I've been trying to incorporate into my trading on a daily basis now. But the third thing, the other thing is hand-eye coordination. So this whole idea about hand-eye coordination. Now, what does that got to do with trading? Well, I'll be honest, it has a lot to do with trading, because if you don't understand hand-eye coordination and trading, being able to look at a couple of different things and understanding what's going on in that particular point. And this comes to do with the strategy that I was trading previously with Ross Cameron. Now, Ross is a great guy. I'm not trying to discredit his strategy or anything like that. I think Ross is a super great guy. His strategy is great, and some people can do it extremely well. I'm just finding that it's not really the strategy for me, particularly because I can't do the things that Ross does on a day-to-day basis to his type of level. So for example, when he's in a trade, he's looking at this thing called the level 2. If you're not sure what that is, it's just a thing showing you the bid, the best bid, and the best ask price, best bid and ask price at any one time. And it's showing you several levels deep of the price action coming up. And so it might show at one point on the level 2 that there's 100,000 share seller on the ask. And I might see that, I say, and I could get out of the trade. Ross will see that almost like with eagle eyes, I think, because the guy can just spot things like that so good. Or he might find 100,000 share seller, and that will back up the move, and he'll be able to get in it super fast. Well, in most cases, I will typically miss the move because he can do it so much faster and so much better. And I'm not discrediting that I could learn that or could get better at it, but I find that hand-eye coordination is not the best for me. And the reason I really know this is because there was one time, and this is a quick story, I was playing a game with my daughter and my wife, and this game was just a simple card game where you got dealt out a hand of cards, and every card had just a bunch of icons on it, like a yin yang, a turtle, a star, shellfish, whatever. And the card that was laid down, if you had one of those symbols that was on the card that was laid, then you could lay your card. And let me just be blunt with you. Who was someone that was not really good at that game? Me. I was not good at that game at all. In fact, I lost almost every single hand in that game. And after playing that game, I realized something very important about myself, and that is I'm not very good at hand-eye coordination. So how does this transcend into trading? Well, like in this, with Ross, when he's looking at the level 2, he can spot that 100,000 share seller. He can get out almost instantly because he's so sharp and so good at hand-eye coordination. He can see that so quick that he could be out almost instantly. Where me, I might see it and I'm out a second, maybe 2 seconds later. And guess what? I'm already in a losing position because I was not able to spot that person as quick as I should have. And that ended up becoming a problem for me. So that's what ended up happening. And that's how I realized maybe Ross's strategy just ain't quite the right strategy for me. Now, I love his trading style. I love how it works. It just doesn't work for me. And what I'm finding out is that I'm more of a methodical trader. In fact, I like to be able to kind of plan out my trades and see how they work. And so, for example, like this trade right here, this was an open here at 9:30, and then this thing dropped, and then it came back up, dipped down, and just shot right back up. Would have entered on VWAP and come all the way up. An easy 2-to-1 trade. Would have made some really good money on that. Very little risk. I think 0.2% risk. Yeah, 0.2% risk. Very low. Wouldn't have lost hardly anything on that trade. If you would have taken it, would have done very well. Very good trade. I think that was an A+ setup right there. Easily could have done that trade. And that's how I look at trading now. I'm more methodical. I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at it, let's get in for 5 seconds and get right back out. Let's get in. And I don't want to do that. I want to take as few trades as possible and get the most value out of each trade. If I find that the risk is too high, then I just don't want to take that trade, and being good at not taking those trades when they're not there. So honestly, that is the way I'm looking at trading now. Now, I'm not going to give you my entire strategy in this video because it'd be way too long or any of that. So, but I'm going to be doing that in my next video. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notifications if you want to see what my strategy is and what I'm working towards as I grow as a trader. So if you want to follow that, definitely do that. So, okay. So now that we know that hand-eye coordination is one of my things and I'm more of a methodical trader, I'm realizing that this strategy that Ross has is not for me. So I'm moving on. I think Ross is great. I still watch a lot of his videos because he has some really good advice and information in his videos yet. But I need to find something that works more for me. So what is my plan going forward? Well, going forward, I'm planning on working in my trade simulator. So I'm going to be working in my trading simulator, and I'm going to just keep practicing my strategy here for a little bit longer. Mainly just trying to make sure what I'm doing and doing it well. So for example, when I look at my current trades right now, overall, since I've been tracking this new trading strategy since April of 2026, you can see I have fewer red days and I have a lot more green days. In fact, I've been profitable in the last 3 months so far. April was a profitable month. May was a profitable month, and June profitable so far. So great. I'm going in the right direction. Things are going right as my results look. Yeah, my trade win percentage is a little low right now, but I think it's going to get better. You know, we should be pushing more closer to 60%, I believe. In fact, I was doing 70% before I had a few just breakdown days where I didn't do so well and stuff like that. My risk reward right here is not right. This isn't correct, so don't follow that. But I've had 3.46% growth in this account. That's not huge or anything, but that's great. That's a good start. And I think I could do better. There's a few issues I'm personally trying to work around right now, and I want to share more about those in upcoming videos. And I will be doing that. Some of my trading issues, because I don't want to share just the good stuff when I have big wins and stuff like that, like when I have, like $100 win day, $50, $70 win days right there, and I had good ones in this month, but then, but I also want to share those bad days, what things didn't work for me, why it didn't work, what happened, what I was thinking there, and hopefully getting this down, kind of using this as a journal to share all my information as my trading. So as a way, and I can also go back and review these, and that's also why I create these, because I want to know what was I thinking when I did this trade and how can I improve from that. So going to be very helpful as well. Also, I plan to go into working with prop firms. Now, if you don't know anything about prop firms, basically, this is one right here. It's basically limited risk trading. So what that means is you go do an evaluation, and the evaluation might say, okay, you have to follow these parameters right here. You have your target is 6%. You can only lose 2% in a whole day, and your minimum position is you have to take at least 10 positions, and you got an unlimited trading, and you split. You get 70% of the profit when you complete this. And you can, once you complete that, then you get actual real account to trade with. So I'll get $5,000 and I can trade with their capital. And if I lose more than 4% of it, then I will basically end up losing the account and I have to rebind the account. Now you might be wondering, well, what's the risk here? I still lose a little bit of money. Yeah, I lose $60, in this case, if I take this $5,000 account on. But at the same time, I didn't lose 4% or $400. I didn't lose the 4% like they actually lost on their account. So it gives me a way to trade other people's capital and not lose all the money, and then keep improving my own trading skills while following a set of rules that help me grow as a trader. So there's a lot of good things here. I think this is going to be a great program. I'm planning to get into TTP here, trade the pool here very shortly. And I want to share my results with you right here on my channel and share you exactly what I'm doing, how I'm growing as a trader, and how you could possibly use some of this stuff to help you as well. Now, honestly, I'm not an educator or anything like that. So take this information that I'm putting out there with a grain of salt and do your own research, your own studying, and learn about how you can use trading and what might work for you. So make sure you do that. Also, I can't guarantee any results that I've shown here today. I'm personally, my own style of trader, and results you may get are going to differ. Probably you may lose money, you may gain money, but it's all up to you and how you do it. So finally, I do plan to get in a margin account with Webull at some point once I start generating some income from prop trading and putting that towards this and start growing my own personal account. and that will come with time and effort, but I have to be patient. I just got to put my time in, and I can definitely do it. So if you found this video helpful, definitely subscribe, hit that notifications, and I'll be with you in the next video where I'll be trading my trading strategy with you, my new trading strategy, and getting to show you all the details with that as well. So if you like that and you want to follow along, definitely do it. Hit the subscribe and notifications. I will see you in the next video.